On today's show, Holly is going to struggle with no voice.
This is true, but you'll get to hear an interview where I have a voice and I chat with Dennis Parker from Positive Mind Management Services, a new division of the Certified Hypnotherapy Training School. Say those 5 times fast.
I cannot. All that coming up next. And welcome back to Talk 365. Trent Mitchell, Holly Love. And this is the time of year where everyone loses their voice.
Is that the story? You didn't have a voice 2 weeks ago. This is actually really good. Sorry if you can hear me clicking.
Well, sorry if you can hear me. Those words should never be used if you're a talk show host. Sorry.
If you can hear me clicking the cough drop, I'm not trying to be like Britney Spears.
You know how cheap
I am.
But I
do love you, Britney. Yeah.
I had a cough that was horrible, and I went to this neighborhood pharmacy.
Called Smith's?
No, this is in St. Louis, where they give you, it was like 15, they give you this little thing, and it's like an over-the-counter cough medicine.
Like back east, and it's probably 75 years old, and it costs you $25.
It cost me $15, which is 14 more than I want to spend on anything, and I took one swig of it, and my cough disappeared.
Ooh, it was magic cough syrup. It was probably like pure alcohol.
No. It had no codeine, none of that stuff. But it's this time of year where everyone has got one. And it just, if you don't have it, you're going to get it.
Well, for me, I've had pneumonia about 25 times in my lifetime. So I get run down in the slightest with a cold, and then it just rolls into my chest, and then I'm in trouble.
You've had pneumonia 25 times?
Probably at least. There was one year, and I'm not exaggerating, I had it 5 times in that year because I got it so bad the first time. And it was one of my first years in college, so there was finals and all-nighters and nutcracker and all-nighters and dancing and not sleeping and stressing because this was a brand new world for me. And I just kept getting it. And so I feel like I've been recovering from that my whole life a little bit.
Let's back up for a second. How do you get pneumonia so many times? You should be dead.
Well, it get lungs.
So it's
it
moisture in your lungs.
Mm-hmm. Well, you get a cold, and then it moves down because it's your susceptible place. It moves down into your lungs, like bronchitis, and then it moves into pneumonia, and then you just can't breathe.
A cold doesn't turn into pneumonia.
It does. You're talking to an expert here, Trip Mitchell. I'm sorry. You can't even begin to argue with me that you know more than me on this topic. I've been to the hospital a bazillion times. Breathing tubes.
So 25 pneumonia, you've been to the hospital a bazillion times.
You
are a medical miracle that you are here.
I'm not alone in this. This is a very normal thing. When you get it, once you get it, that's why you have to be so careful never to get it. Matt, Sylvia's cute boyfriend, who just recently recovered from it and was down for 3 weeks.
How do you not get it?
You got to sleep. And you got to drink lots of fluids and not push when you're getting bronchitis. If you push, you know how I like to do and not go to sleep ever for weeks? That's sort of how you get it.
So the advice that we'll give you from this segment is don't have Holly's lungs.
No.
Don't get sick. And if you do get sick, stop and drink lots of fluids.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Okay, well, that's perfect. What are we going to talk about in the next segment?
Well, we have some wellness news you can use, and you have some really great information for us on CBD oil.
I do, and we're going to get to that after this short break. You're watching Talk 365. Easy for me to say right here on KJazz. We'll see you after the short break.